Hey YouTube, it's Flybar here, and we're coming from the drone room again. It's kind of a complete disaster in here. I have a fixed wing over here, fixed wing over here, fixed wing in pieces over here, and the whole work area is a mess. But I didn't clean it up for YouTube. The reason why is because I know there's probably a lot of OCD people watching right now that are like neat freaks. I am too, but I'm in the middle of a project and I didn't want to clean it up because I want to show you exactly on a daily basis what this room really looks like, and I don't want to go ahead and fake this video. Alright, today I got a treat for you. I actually have a written script so I can stay on script, so I'm not going to go off subject, so I'm not going to go off on a tangent. So I have a script here. I'm not going to read word for word, but I want to go ahead and I have an idea for a video, so I want to put this together. First of all, if you are one of the 4,000 people that have watched my videos in the last 28 days, 92% of you are not subscribed. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm not looking to become monetized, corporate supported or anything like that. I do this as a hobby. This is just something that I really have a passion of doing. I like putting videos together. I like sharing what I do as a hobby with others. I try not to go ahead and put a lot of bells and whistles and disco balls and fluff into my videos to get people sucked in and watch them. I just like doing straight up and honest videos, and I hope you appreciate that. And how you can show that you appreciate that is by hitting that subscribe button. You don't have to hit that bell button. You don't have to be notified each and every time I upload a video. But however, it kind of gives me a little bit of more want to put more content together to get it up on YouTube to share this hobby with you. So please hit the subscribe button. And if you are a small, it doesn't matter if you're small or big. If you have any type of content on there, believe me, I'm gonna go ahead and look to see if I'm supporting your channel, because if you support me, I support you. So quid pro quo, I don't know what to say, but you help me out, I'll help you out, and that's how it should work on YouTube. But if you're just doing a Google search, because 47% of you that find my videos are finding me by Google search. So please support me by just subscribing. I'm not getting anything out of it except for a little bit more of a want to put more content on YouTube. Okay, my whole idea of this video, can you see that in camera? Everything? Okay. Is I do have a DJI product. I've had it for some time now, and if you go through my video feed and my video history, you'll see that I have had a few videos of my DJI Spark on there. I do like this DJI Spark. I don't fly it. I haven't flown this in a long time, since the last video. If you look down in the video feed, the last time I flew this is back in December. When I flew during Christmas. I took a nice video footage of a lake. The reason why I don't fly this is because I now have the Parrot Anafi. This is going to be the biased video where I'm going to tell you exactly what I like. This is just a hobby enthusiast. I'm not getting anything out of Parrot. I certainly don't ever expect anything out of DJI except for them taking my money. But I really do like this Parrot Anafi, and the reason why I like it is because I find it to be very reliable. It sets up within 30 to 45 seconds, and that includes the calibration, and off I am flying this thing. And I've never had any type of problems with this, with connectivity or anything like that. Now, yeah, since it is a Wi-Fi driven drone, yeah, of course, if you're over a congested area, you're going to get some Wi-Fi garble in your FPV feed, just like any other Wi-Fi drone. But that's the same thing with the DJI Spark 2, because this is another Wi-Fi drone. But in comparison, and the reason why I like The reason why I like this a lot more is not just because it has a 4K camera. I like it because the gimbal is an actual 3-axis gimbal. There's no image stabilization on here. And where I fly this drone mostly is in sport mode. Now in sport mode, in this, if you fly in sport mode on this with this gimbal is going to get all wonky. And the stabilization is going to become just terrible. And you're going to be doing a lot of video editing out, and you may miss that shot that if you try to do something that is kind of semi-cinematic for your whatever video you're making, the gimbal on here gets a little bit wonky, especially if you're in sport mode. Because the thing about it, this thing flies horribly slow in camera mode. Oh my word, yeah, with camera mode you're going to get the sensors are on, you're not going to hit any trees, and really you shouldn't be flying that close to trees anyhow, but if you're trying to get a shot, once the sensors are on this thing, they're turned on this thing, this thing will fly just as slow as a farm tractor driving down a major interstate, one-lane interstate, if that's possible. Say, for example, there's construction on an interstate, there's 3 lanes, and you're down to a 1 lane, and there's a tractor in front of you, you're going to be flying, just pretend you're flying that slow. And it's this, especially if you were trying to fly out to get to a spot where you want to take a video or something, you may miss that shot. Or, you know, this bottom line is you're getting 8 to 13 minute flight time off this battery. Whereas on this, I'm getting right around maybe 21 minutes off this one single battery. So, and it flies a lot better, and the camera's a lot better, gimbal's a lot better. So bottom line, I prefer this because of the gimbal, and I've never lost a shot. You saw some of my videos down below. I have that Parrot Anafi epic video. I'm putting together a part 2 of that. Stay tuned. But yeah, I like the way the video quality on this by itself. I generally don't do any cleaning up in my video. I know a lot of people will go ahead and do the color enhancement, especially in, I use Power Director. I have not done any color enhancement on it because I know if you're doing a Google search for Parrot Anafi, you're looking to actually buy a drone, and you're trying to figure out exactly what drone it is that you want to purchase. And if you're typing in Parrot Anafi, you so happen to find my video, thank you for watching, by the way, you're probably interested in the drone itself. And as a consumer, a person that buys his own quadcopters, both these purchased out of my own pocket, I consider the Parrot Anafi. Now, if you have all the money in the world, and if you have $1,300 to spend, sure, go ahead and buy the DJI Mavic Pro. It's an awesome quadcopter. I don't have one, but I do watch a lot of videos. So what people say, they love it. However, I'm not going to go out there and spend $1,300, nor will I spend $1,000 on a new iPhone. So $500, yeah, I can do that. I can spend the money on buying something that, as a consumer, I'd want to fly, that is reliable, and it takes decent video for my hobby. Now, if you do decide to buy the Parrot Anafi, and generally what you're going to do, I'm going to go off camera here, I shouldn't do that. You're going to get the box, and you're going to get some sort of consumer warning card in there. You're going to get a quick start guide, but you're not going to get the manual. What you want to do is you want to head over to Parrot. It's a free PDF. Download that PDF. Read that PDF. Read it from top to bottom. It's not that much. It's not a long manual to read. It's not like the DJI Spark where I think that was like 100 pages long. It's like, holy smokes, I don't got the time to read this. But go ahead and read it, because it's going to have some information in there that you want to know about. And that is what operating systems is it compatible with, especially with Android. And what micro SD cards it'll support. If you have an SD card that it says SanDisk on there, it'll work. and again, I've had a video on once before about the manual. It is a lot of information that is good to know, and you'll want to know it, especially when you fly the Parrot Anafi. All right, I'm back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm off camera now. The reason why is I'm going to show you exactly how fast this thing is to set up. I'm not going to go ahead and compare the Spark. The setup on the Spark, and I generally fly all the time on the Spark with my iPhone 7 Plus, and you know, from setting this up on and connecting it with my remote to connect it with my phone, it would generally take me about 3 minutes, and a lot of that time was a lot of frustration, a lot of rebooting of this to get my iPhone to work or get set up to FPV feed to feed to my phone. I always had a lot of problems on takeoff and getting this thing set up. And another problem I've had with this as well, the Spark, is once I got everything set up, I wouldn't have any GPS locks. I would have to turn it all off again, start on over again. And even when I had a GPS lock, when on takeoff, I would always get a momentary ADI mode where it would go out of GPS lock into GPS lock. I never really trusted this. And I'm flying on an iPhone 7 with you know, the iOS, so and everything is supported on with iPhone, and I've always had problems with this. Never really trusted it. Never really could take it out on any epic voyages with this thing. Again, 13 minutes of flight time when 3 minutes is spent trying to get it hooked up to my iPhone. You know, yeah, I only had maybe about 8 minutes to fly, so it's okay. I mean, it has an absolutely wonderful 1080p camera at 30 frames per second, but you know, it did have a lot of downfalls to this. I'm going to show you exactly how quick this thing is to set up. This is, oh my word, it's so fast. I can get up, and I'm not lying, I can get off the ground within 45 seconds, and that includes the calibration, because this calibration so far has never failed me. I could do it all kind of wonky way and still calibrate. Whereas this one, I had to finesse this. I had to stroke this, maybe give it a kiss before it even go through the whole calibration mode. I know I'm kind of like elaborating on that, but yeah, you get the idea. It was more of a process to get this up and flying. And this is from startup. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Kind of let it sit there, do its thing. It's doing the gimbal thing, movement. All right, I'm gonna turn this on, and what I'm waiting for is that it'll be a white light, then it'll go momentary blue, white, and until it gets a lock, and it's not that long at all until I get a solid blue light. Boom! There I am. The longest it's going to take is getting this up and running. All right, and because I'm on camera now, but off camera now, so I'm going to hook it all up. And okay, and there I am. Next, all I would have to do is go into the drone and do a calibration, and the calibration takes nothing at all. And the reason why I'm here, really, I wish I could get, can you get that closer? The reason why I'm here, guys, is I want to show you some stuff, what I fly on. Now, this does have 4K capability, but I generally don't fly on 4K, and the reason why I don't fly on 4K is because I don't take a laptop with me when I go on the road, and I generally travel a lot to take video. I don't take a laptop with me because when you fly someplace, you don't want weight is an issue. You want to go in and pack lightly to get through an airport terminal. So what I do is I pack a lot of SD cards, but SD cards will fill up really quick on 4K. Now, normally what this does is this will normally revert to 4K. Let me take it off high format real quick and go back to standard. Generally, it'll be set up to 4K 30 frames per second on standard, and each of these you have HDR on each of these modes. Here's HDR here. I don't really like HDR. I don't even like HDR on my iPhone. The reason why I don't like HDR is because I think the colors are a little bit more saturated on HDR versus just standard. And I like shooting in standard because if I want to clean up any of my video, any of my photos, I'll do so in Power Director. I just want to take the raw video. So what I like to do, because memory card memory is an issue when you're on the road, what I like to be at is 1080p. I'm on 1080p, and I like to go into high frame rate. Make sure it's not standard. Don't make the mistake and fly in standard, because you'll be at 24 frames per second, which is okay. But be in high frame rate and give you a little bit more oomph in your video. And that's how you do it. 1080p, 60 frames per second. And this is how fast, you saw how fast it is to set up. And there's a lot more in this embedded app than well, I need to actually get through it and really take a look exactly what all the functions are. I don't do any other functions such as follow me and all that jazz. I think they're pretty much gimmicky at times. I don't, if I'm gonna, I don't want the drone to follow me, and because I'm holding the controller, it'd be kind of a stupid video to watch. So I guess I could follow other people with it, but I can certainly do the same thing with gimbal control over here. What I'm using here is an Android device, and this happens to be a Huawei media pad. Now, this particular media pad is supported by the Parrot app and the drone itself. Not all Android phones are going to be supported. This is why you want to go ahead and really research the Parrot site to see exactly which ones are going to be supported. And the reason why is Google is the manufacturer of Android. Android by itself in its native form is a really simple and easy, straightforward operating system to use. It's almost as easy as iOS. However, what happens with Android is other manufacturers such as LG, Xiaomi, Samsung, they like to go ahead and embed their own skins over the top of that Android. They want to go ahead and write their own code to make it more unique to their phones. And when that happens, it's really hard, it's really difficult for manufacturers of apps, drone manufacturers such as Parrot or even DJI over here, to go ahead and write an app that is compatible with every single variation of an Android phone, tablet, or device. So what they have to do is they have to select the most popular and really the most popular devices such as phones or tablets in order to write the operating system to those Android devices. So I'm sorry if your particular Android doesn't work, but that's the reason why, is because the manufacturers of the phones, they like to imprint their own uniqueness into the Android to get people sucked in to buy their device, and that's why it's really hard for app manufacturers to go ahead and support every single one. But however, if you have an iOS, pretty much 99.99% of your drone products will be supported. So, and that's it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call that a wrap at this point. Now, I may have had some B-roll rolling at the same time. You may have seen some quick shots of my Parrot Anafi flying yesterday. There was a thunderstorm in my area, heard the thunder come in, and I was really curious exactly what it looked like up in the sky. and you'll see maybe me flying up and doing a panoramic kind of shot, a pirouette, or whatever you want to call it, a 360 of me taking the shot of that storm that was rolling in yesterday. I hope you enjoyed that, but if you really want to go ahead and check out exactly what the Parrot Anafi is capable of, go back to my previous video. It's a Parrot Anafi epic video. It'll kind of give you an idea, and that is going to be the native, just absolutely naked, no cleanup of that video whatsoever, no enhancements whatsoever. And there is a part 2 that's going to roll out, not right away. It always takes me a little bit in my editing to get those type of videos rolled out. There's a reason why I'll shoot like 2 or 3 hours of video to make a 2 to 3 minute video. And what I like to do is I like to put a lot of transitions in there, a lot of variation shots. I like to go. I like having a common theme, such as my last video. I had the common theme of the kayakers and the actual star of the show itself. When the music opened up, was Lake Michigan, where I was flying. And from that video, if you watch that video, I finally get to that final shot of that jetty, of that waterway going out into Lake Michigan. And from where I was flying, that was 1 mile. I absolutely had no Wi-Fi interference, because the reason why I'm right along the lake. And I know you shouldn't fly that, but however, I was over the, I'm going to say ocean, well, Lake Michigan looks like an ocean, but I was over the water quite some ways. And so if anything happened to the Anafi, it would just drop out of the sky down to the bottom of Lake Michigan until maybe 300 years from now. A diver goes down there and finds it. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. Hope it was informative. Please subscribe. It's not, please just go ahead and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.